5 intense days of testing in Barcelona have finally wrapped up, and across the paddock, every team has their own mix of highs and lows. But one story stands above the rest: Red Bull. For years, they ruled Formula One with Honda power, but heading into 2026, they made a bold, some said risky, decision. Instead of relying on another manufacturer, Red Bull chose to build their own engine, from scratch, in partnership with Ford. The new division, Red Bull Powertrains, or RB22, instantly became the biggest question mark of this new era. Could a team known for brilliant car design really create a competitive power unit to challenge giants like Mercedes and Ferrari? After 1 week of testing, the answer seems to be yes. And not just yes. According to the drivers, the new engine has been surprisingly impressive. When testing began on Monday, most people expected Red Bull to take it slow. New engines are complex, thousands of moving parts, advanced hybrid systems, and usually plenty of problems. But that's not what happened. Young driver Isaac Hadjar was the first to take the new RB22 onto the track, and instead of a few careful installation laps, he kept pushing, lap after lap. By the end of the day, Hadjar had completed more than 100 laps and set the fastest time. Even Red Bull were shocked. After the session, Hadjar said, "Surprisingly, we managed to do more laps than expected. Everything went pretty smoothly." He added, "We only had minor issues. For our first day with our own engine, it's quite impressive." In modern Formula One, a brand new power unit running that smoothly on day one is almost unheard of. And it wasn't just the main Red Bull team seeing success. Their sister team, Racing Bulls, also ran the new Red Bull Ford engine, with similar results. Driver Liam Lawson completed 88 laps on his first day alone. For him, the biggest takeaway was reliability. He explained, "The main thing is reliability. We've done a good amount of laps, and honestly, the only issues we had were safety precautions, not real problems. On the power unit side, it's been very, very good." That feeling was shared by Racing Bull's team principal, Alan Perman, a veteran who's seen it all in Formula One. Even he admitted the team was pleasantly surprised. And the numbers back it up. On the first day alone, the two Red Bull-powered teams completed nearly 1,000 kilometers combined. That put them right alongside Mercedes and Ferrari, the sport's long-time engine leaders. They even outperformed Audi, who have been developing their project for years and struggled badly. Honda didn't even run on day one. By the end of the week, Red Bull-powered cars had covered over 622 laps, almost 3,000 kilometers. Still slightly behind Mercedes and Ferrari, but for a brand new engine program across just 2 teams, it was remarkable. Perhaps the most meaningful praise came from a rival. Mercedes driver George Russell, who knows a dominant engine when he sees one, was watching closely, and he was impressed. Russell pointed out how many laps the Red Bull power unit had completed, saying that for a first-ever engine, it showed they'd clearly done a great job. He called it surprising and impressive, especially compared to some of the other new manufacturers. In Formula One, drivers rarely compliment their competitors, so this spoke volumes. But reliability is only part of the story. An engine can run all day, but if it's hard to control, it won't be fast. The new 2026 regulations bring a larger electric motor and remove the MGU-H system. That makes power delivery more difficult than ever. If the engine is jerky or unpredictable, the car becomes nearly impossible to push to the limit. But once again, Red Bull seems to have found the right balance. Even Max Verstappen said the team had hit the ground running with the new engine, and early feedback suggests the power is smooth, controllable, and strong. For a project many thought was too ambitious, Red Bull's engine gamble is already looking like a masterstroke. Tim Goss summed it up in just 2 words: Simply fantastic. He was talking about the drivability of the new Red Bull engine. And that detail matters more than most people realize. When an engine is smooth and predictable, it gives drivers confidence, and confidence is what turns speed into lap time. Of course, the week wasn't completely flawless. On the second day, Isaac Hajar crashed the car, causing heavy damage. But this wasn't an engine problem. It happened in tricky wet conditions, a simple driver mistake. And that's actually another positive sign for Red Bull. The biggest setback of the week wasn't a mechanical failure. It wasn't a broken power unit. It was human error. Yes, the team lost a day of running while repairs were made, but the story of the engine's strength never changed. And that strong start for Red Bull powertrains could reshape the entire Formula One grid. For more than a decade, Mercedes and Ferrari have been the gold standard for power units. Other teams, even champions like Red Bull with Honda, were still customers, always relying on another company for one of the most important parts of performance. Now, that's changed. By building their own engine, Red Bull has joined the elite group of true works teams, and that brings a massive advantage. For the first time, they can design the car and the engine together in perfect harmony. Every pipe, every cable, every component, all placed exactly where it works best for performance and aerodynamics. No compromises. This level of integration is what powered Mercedes' long years of dominance, and now Red Bull has unlocked it for themselves. But the Ford partnership adds even more strength. It's not just a badge on the engine cover. Ford brings huge experience in battery systems and electric motors, areas that matter more than ever in the new era of Formula One. Under the 2026 rules, power will be split evenly between the combustion engine and electric energy, a massive shift toward hybrid performance. And while many teams are still trying to manage these complex systems,